Hello, welcome again. This is Dr. David Frederick Makobe. Welcome to my video where I discuss organization behavior and structures. Organizational behavior, as I've said before, and I will continually repeat, is the impact individuals, groups, organization structure, and processes have on the behavior in organizations. Basically, what the people in an organization do, how they react to each other, how they relate to each other, and how they cause those relations to work and not work. That's the organization behavior. They impact individuals and groups, organization structure, and processes. So we have the individuals in the organization, we have the groups in the organization, and we have the organizational structure, and then we have the processes in the organization. All those put together create an impact in the organization that produce a behavior that may differ in different organizations just because of that. So this is the second video. We are discussing the policies and procedures for home health agencies in Delaware. As we have said, these are the processes in the agency. Of course, we have the individuals, the professionals, we have the groups, the doctors, nurses, administrators, home health aides, patients, those sort of groups, and the structures, the organization itself, the society. Those ones produce behavior. So in this series of videos, we are talking only about the processes in the agency as seen in the policies and procedures. This is the second video. The first one was an introduction, but today we're going to deal with the definition of the organization as defined in the policies and procedures. So first of all, when you start writing policies and procedures of an organization, you have to define the organization for everybody. You have to say whether it's a non-profit, whether it's not a non-profit, whether it's a company, whether it's an LLC or a partnership, whether it's perpetual existence or it's limited. You have to define it. That is the first thing you do when you are writing procedures and policies for an organization. After you've set that out, then you have to define, you have to state clearly the mission statement, the vision, and the values. So you create a structure, you define it, and then you say what you stand for. What is your mission statement? What is your vision? And what do you value? For example, you could say that you do to respectfully and compassionately, with grace and gratitude, meet your customers' home health needs. Okay, something like that. But then, where do you see yourself in the future? That's the vision. Okay, you must have a vision in your mind where you are going to be able to go there. You cannot go to a place where you don't know where you're going. So you have to create this vision of where you want to be, and then put it down. After you have said your mission and you have said your vision, then you have to say what you value, what you are, what you stand for, and what actually you stand against, what you can do. Most of the time, we go towards saying what we can, what we value, but we don't set boundaries on what we cannot do. We cannot be all things to all men. you cannot be successful if you are going in all directions. So you have to say in the beginning for everybody to know what you stand for, what you can do, what you can do. So the mission statement, the vision, and the values. Okay? If mutual respect is important to you, if individual dignity is important to you, if diversity is important to you, don't put diversity there just for sure. There's nothing wrong with stating that you will take a specific portion of the population. If that's what you stand for, please do. Say it. Because you want to attract people to work for you who buy into your vision, who buy into your values. You don't say one thing and do another. So it's very important when you are setting your mission statement, your vision, and your values to be true to yourself, to be true to your organization. Otherwise, you will not start on a firm foundation. So the person writing your policies and procedures must define your organization, the structure, particularly clearly for everybody to know, and then must come down and work with you to write a mission statement, write a vision for you or with you, and then put down the key values. What words do you want to own? Okay? You pick 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, something you stand for. Put it down on paper, it be part of your policies and procedures. Then again, you have to define what you are going to offer. You cannot offer everything. Not offering one thing does not mean you are bad, but you are specializing in what you offer, and that is the more specialized you are, the better you are at what you do. If you are doing skilled nursing and physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, any of them, if you're good at it, do it. If you say you are only offering home health aid and skilled nursing, do offer that. If you think you are very good at IV therapy, add it in. But the law in Delaware says you must offer at least skilled nursing and or home health aid, and you add others. So you have to define what you are going to offer. So we have dealt with define your organization, state your mission, vision, and values, and then tell yourself and your people what services you are going to offer. And that is, you will be your third policy in this one. The definition of your organization is one first policy. The mission, vision, and values is another policy. The services you offer is another policy for all staff, so that they can be able to know what you are going to offer and be able to specialize in, and you also attract people who are interested in those kind of services. Then you cannot offer your services in the whole world. No, it doesn't work. It won't work. You have to say geographically where you are going to offer the services. For the state of Delaware, there are 3 counties. If you are located in Newcastle, you can offer your services in Kent as well. If you are located in Kent, you can offer your services both in Kent and Sussex. If you are located in Sussex, you can offer your service in Sussex and also offer in Kent. So that's something strategic for those people located in Delaware to know, that if you locate your office in Kent, you can offer your services both in Sussex and in Newcastle. But if you locate your services in Newcastle, you can only then offer your services unless you apply for Sussex. Other states in the United States may have different rules. Your consultant or the person working with you or yourself should be able to check that to make sure that you are in compliant with your state. So, define your area. Make sure you know your organization, what it is, you know your mission, vision, and values, you know the services you are all going to offer, and you also know where you are going to offer it. So, and when you offer your services, you need to be paid. So, you need to say how you are going to be paid for your services. The services of home health care are not free, and therefore, you need to have a policy that states what kind of payments you take. So that yourself, your employees, your customers, your regulators will be able to understand that your home health agency is an organization of this nature. It has this mission, vision, and values, and it offers these services, and it also offers these services in this particular area, and also it gets paid this way. That is something that you have to yourself think through it, put it on paper, so that the people in the ecosystem, all the organizations, entities, and people in the ecosystem understand you. They know what you do, where you do it, where you do, and how you're getting paid. That's important. That's another policy that you have to include in your policies and procedures, that people know how you get paid for your services. You have to say it clearly in a policy. Okay, and if you get paid, that means you have a fee schedule. You just cannot wake up one day and say, okay, I'm charging, and you charge whatever you charge. You have to say in advance that this is what I'm going, this is the services I'm going to offer, this is how I'm going to get paid, and this is the fees. So that people know in advance when they are coming to your agency how they are going to, how much they are going to pay. So you need to have a fee structure, and the payers that you accept, you must be there so that a client cannot come, sign up, and then finally find out that the person, the payer whom they depend on, the insurance company, or who they depend for payment, you don't take. That is not a good business practice. If a customer comes in believing that they can be able to pay through the means they have, and then they find out that they can't pay. So that's important. You need to have a fee schedule and say what payments you accept. Moving on, we find that home health is a professional service, and you must have some service limitations you should do. If you don't, if you have all the personnel or professional personnel to do everything, no problem. But at least have a policy that says, this is what I can do. Like you can say, I do not take psychiatric patients, so that people just don't, psychiatric patients don't come to you. Or I don't do whatever other service your agency doesn't do. Just state it policy-wise, so that your employees, the people in the ecosystem understand that your service, your agency does not provide that service, so they don't waste their time coming to you. Also, secondly, you need to have a policy to tell people that you provide those services in that area. What times do they come to you? Your working hours. You must have a work-home balance in life. Even if the agent is run by only one person, you must have working hours so that you can be able to separate your home and work. So you must have a policy that states what hours you work. And you must establish them in the beginning, put them out there for your partners in the ecosystem to know what time you're open, particularly for office hours, so that your employees, the family members, regulators can be able to get in touch with you at the time you're open. So that's another policy that you need to have, so that people are clear how to get in touch with you, where to get in touch with you, and what times to get in touch with you. So you can see that policies and procedures are actually the processes in your organization that will impact the behavior in the organization. Because if you say you open 9 to 5, everybody in the ecosystem will not conduct you outside those hours. That is affecting the behavior. If you say you only work in Newcastle, people in Sussex will not approach you. That is affecting their behavior towards you and you towards them. It puts clarity in their relationship. That is important. These processes in the agency are very important. They affect how you relate to your customers, to your employees, to your regulators, and to the society in general. That's why we have to set them. You have to write them. You have to understand them. Even if you hired somebody to write the policies and procedures for you, you need to read them and understand them, and also need to understand why they are there. And that's why we are working through slowly but slowly, so that you know that there is a reason why these policies were there. After you have put the hours, you need to have a policy of administrative control. You need to tell people who is in charge. And if you have a company, a corporation, obviously you have a board of directors. If you have a partnership, you have a governing body, but just constituting of your partners or whoever you pick to put in there. So you have to have a policy saying, and it must be consistent with the law, that the governing body of this entity is the board of directors, and the person who runs day to day is the director, and so on. So basically, that administrative control is very important, because it also informs you of how your organization is going to run, and informs outsiders who to get in touch with if they want something done. So that's very important. You must have a policy on administrative control, starting from the governing body to the director till to the service providers below, and how they relate to your clients and the family members. That's important, because you cannot run an organization if people do not know who to talk to and where to get in touch with them. After that, we want to have an organization structure, like I've said. An organization structure, basically saying the board of directors up there, the director, the clinical director, administrative director of staff, schedulers, and how they report to each other, so that you can know that this thing is seamless. Because when you're providing a service, you need to make sure that your side of the business is running well, and you have to have an organization structure, starting from the chairman of the board, and the director, the clinical director, the alternate director, and there's like a call list, so that should something happen, who contact. That's important. That's very important. And then, of course, in the organization structure, you will have the professional advisory board, you will have the ethics committee, you will have bodies that help you make sure that you are running an efficient, ethical, and professional organization. But this is going to be the end of this second video, and we talked about the structure of the agency. We talked about the mission, a mission statement, the vision and values. We talked about the location. We talked about the services that are being offered, your services where they are being offered, and the time they are being offered. And then we talked about the structure of the organization. All this needs to be covered in a policy, several policies. So if somebody is writing for you policies and policies and procedures for a home health agency, look for those. Make sure that they are there. And we shall cover other policies and procedures in the following videos. You join me. This is going to be a journey that helps everyone in the home health care ecosystem to make sure that they have processes in place, because we know besides the individuals and the groups and the organization structure, the processes in the organization impact the behavior in the organization. And if you don't have them, in line, they will create behavior that is contrary to your beliefs, your beliefs, your values, and you are having an organization that is not working well. We want a seamless organization so that you can be able to take care of your customers. Thank you very much. This is Dr. David Frederick Amakobe. I'm from African Wood Incorporated. We are consultants in organization structure and behavior. And right now in this series of videos, we're dealing with policies and procedures for home health agencies, specifically in Delaware. And the policies and procedures are part of the processes in the organization which impact the behavior in the organization. And you want people to behave well so that you can be productive. Thank you very much. We'll see you in the next video.